Gotcha.
All right, guys, welcome to another video with your boy Assael, aka the Salvadoran Conqueror. I got something special today, man. I got something special because, I'm about to be bringing interviews every single month to my YouTube channel in regards to all the amazing case studies we built. Today, I got one of our clients here, Harley Constable, joined us a few months ago, and is already crushing it with his online business, but not just physically and financially with all the paper that comes with it, but also mentally as well. And I'm gonna get into that shortly. So, Harley, feel free to introduce yourself, tell me a bit of your background, a bit of how things were before you joined us. Give me a little background on that.
Yeah, so my name's Harley Constable. So before I really got started with you guys, I had been mostly into education my whole life. I have a bachelor's degree. I think I have about 60 credits worth of master's graduate courses, stuff like that.
Mm.
And I have four National Academy of Sports Medicine certifications, so a bunch of education. And I knew that the health and fitness realm was the realm that I wanted to be in. I've been wrestling my whole life, coaching, things like that, wrestling coaching. Um, but the one thing that I was missing was that I didn't know anything about business. Had no clue about business, had no clue about sales, marketing, systems, nothing, zero, zero. I mean, if you go back to like my early days of my socials and stuff, it was a complete mess. But yeah, so before I was teaching, still teaching right now while I'm doing this online business. And yeah, I mean, right now I haven't really been working with you guys super duper long at this point, and I've already, I mean, learned way more in the short span of time in working with you guys than I did trying to figure this all out on my own. So
Yeah, 100%. You know, it's so interesting. You mentioned basically what I talk about on all of our marketing, which is there's three key skills everybody has to master: systems, marketing, and sales. And to me, I mean, sales is the lifeblood of our business. And to me, a big improvement that I've seen with some of your stuff, right, is the marketing. I mean, on your Instagram, you look like you're a famous guy now. And your skills have improved massively. And it's something that we're constantly improving all the time, right? So to me, for any business owner at all, it comes down to mastering these three skills: systems, marketing, sales. Without any of them, you'll suck, right? So I know when you came to us, you basically had no background when it came down to business. What are some of the skills that you feel you've gained so far in the past few months, right, of you just being a part of our program?
I mean, honestly, like technology as a whole, not that I was like technologically inept before, but I mean, I had no clue how to use. I mean, basic things like Calendly. I mean, hell, I wasn't even using Google Calendar.
Hmm.
So in terms of like the software and stuff, I mean, it is made. I mean, the whole world runs on technology, right? I mean, just being able to use that stuff and the way that your videos describe this stuff. I mean, it is spelled out, easy stuff. I mean, even like something as simple as at the time I didn't think it was simple, but like editing videos,
Mm.
like things like that. I mean, and then in terms of sales, like the psychology behind sales, and there's a lot more science behind it than what I'd realized. Like I'd known of sales and salespeople, like watching like Wolf of Wall Street, like stuff like that, and didn't really quite get the. I didn't get all the science behind it. Didn't understand that there's actually like. I mean, I'm a big academic guy, education guy, and I didn't realize how much there was to actually learn. Like that's how I really learn is by like reading and watching and listening. And I didn't quite realize how much of that was there to it. So learning about that, learning about the finances, things like that. Like there's just I was missing the business stuff. Had all the health and fitness stuff, had no clue about business. So
Got it. Yeah. What's so interesting, the people probably watching this video now probably are really good at being trainers, right? And they're probably certified like you. I mean, I see them on your background. You have many of them. But
yeah.
it really comes down to knowing the business side of things. You know, it's one thing to be a trainer. It's another thing to be a business owner. Like being a business owner is a completely different world in my eyes. So now I'm going into our program because it sounds like you've gotten a lot of skills from it, man. Obviously, you had access to having access to like a course, having access to like our live calls, but also you have the benefit of working with me and my team directly one on one. So, from all the amazing things that you get access to, what is some of the things that you found the most helpful or that have, helped you the most in regards to our program, you know?
So I would say the most helpful definitely has been having. 24/7 access to the teachable courses, where if I'm kind of like unsure about something, I can just go back and I have all of them, all the details written down throughout notebooks and stuff, but it is so nice to be able to just go back and then too the PDFs. I mean, literally like I can like plug and play like everything. Like Active Campaign, those emails, it saves an astronomical amount of time, like a disgusting amount of time. Like the templates are nice.
Yeah.
And yeah, being able to go back to the teachable courses, being able to listen to anything that I need to and fix anything that I need to. Like whenever I was just starting the ads, which I just started, I went back through and there was a couple little things that I missed. So having that right there to go back and go through and listen to and all that stuff, that definitely helps out crap ton.
Love that. Heck yeah, man. And obviously we do have the three live calls every week. Every Tuesday we host a mindset one. Thursday is all sales training, and Saturdays is organic and systems. Because truth is the algorithms are always changing. Out of the three live calls, which ones do you feel really benefited you the most, and what do you feel has made a huge shift in your business now?
It's kind of hard to pick one because they're all so important. I mean, probably yeah, it's hard to pick because I mean they're all so. I mean the mindset stuff, like I mean, like I mentioned before, I wrestled like, and that's all about like mindset, like hoorah, tough guy shit type of deal. And I don't know, like the mindset stuff really, it's like I mentioned before, business is so much different than anything else. Like it's so much more. You got to think a certain way, so that really that's hard to kind of sales. I mean, you always need sales practice like every single day. So that's how, I mean, that really helps out a lot. That helps out. Then, I mean, the marketing stuff, the organic marketing stuff on Saturdays. I don't know. It's hard to pick. They're all really, they all have a lot of value every time I come on. So it's hard to pick a single.
For sure. I love it. All right, cool, man. Well, shoot, I like all three too. So I feel you. But all right, cool, man. I love it. It's so interesting. I still recall this moment because the first time you joined, you spoke to me. And I remember I had mentioned, I was like, brother, you a man of Christ or not? And you kind of swerved me away from that question. Seems like you didn't really know God at that point, right? And a lot of folks actually don't know, but we actually do a lot of talks here in regards to finding Jesus again and reading the Bible, and not just understanding that business isn't just money, money, money and strategy. There's actually a spiritual side that nobody's really talking about. I don't think I would be here today if I would have not followed Jesus, and I would have never found the Bible. So I would love to kind of ask you that question, right? Like, have you found that beneficial, right? Like having those Bible talks now, and what type of physical and even mental shift do you see now in, following God and now being a believer? Because a few months ago, I don't think you were a believer, but now I think you're back, brother. Like Luke chapter 15.
Yeah. So, I mean, those calls, like whenever I found your program and I noticed that you were like Christ centered, like that was kind of your big thing. That's what you talked about a lot. And yeah, I didn't grow up religious. I wasn't super, I didn't really know much about it. And it was always something that I always almost envied other people that they found so much strength through Christ. And I just kind of always thought, like, man, like I would really, sounds like something that'd be nice to feel. You know what I mean? And then going through your program, you mentioned your faith a lot in Christ and you're the strength that you get from Christ. And it just was, I mean, on every single call, every time we talk, like you always circle back to it. And it just every single time you came back to it, every single time, it just kind of sunk into my head deeper and deeper. And then it really kind of stuck whenever you started having those Friday night calls, those Bible talks. And I just I remember the very first one, and that same weekend, I actually went to church for the first time all by myself. Didn't go with a girlfriend because she wanted me to go. Just went because I wanted to. I really wanted to make a valiant effort to learn. And I guess one thing that really stuck out for me was whenever you said that you put your faith, your success all to God.
Mhm.
And that was something that I think really eased my anxiety a lot that you got really, really deep to talking about, like putting your faith, putting your business into God's hand, putting your life into God's hands. And I think that really has helped me out just to feel better. You know, of course I do everything I still need to do, but I just feel better knowing that I have God's strength on my side to help me through it whenever it gets hard. 'Cause of course it is very, very difficult. So
For sure, man. I love that. I appreciate you for sharing it. You know, it's so interesting. It brings me to a famous verse I read this week in the Bible. So I go to adoration, and I just do some meditation. I take my Bible. There's a verse I want you to take. And for all the viewers here watching this, there's a verse on Ecclesiasticus. I think I said that correct. It's a difficult word that says, "Son, I want you to be like a father to the fatherless." And I remember saying that verse to my brother, and I said, "Bro, listen to this verse that I'm gonna give you right now." And it said, "Son, be like a father to the fatherless." Now, the truth is, brother, a lot of people walk around, even in business, truly feeling in their heart that they're not fulfilled nor happy. And I've spoke about that a lot, how I used to dream about making 10K a month, and then I started hitting those numbers, and I still felt empty, felt nothing. Felt like there was still something wrong with me, a dark hole. And it was until I found God, right? But when you truly know God, you also feel like it is your duty now to be like an apostle and to share his word. When I read that verse, be like a father to the fatherless, that's how I see myself when I'm doing those Friday calls with you guys, is that I want to be like a father to the fatherless, right? Because at the end of the day, I have to spread the word because even though you guys do have biological father, your real father is in heaven looking down on you, right? So that's just how I see it. Just want to share that because I think that was a golden nugget. But also, man, listen, if you were to give anybody a piece of advice, because I know like when you signed up, I think I called you, we connected, now you're here in our program. It's been a few several months. Not only has have you grown in skill set, not only have you grown spiritually, but I feel like you've grown in other ways too. And there's probably somebody right now is watching this and that has maybe been in similar shoes that you were before you got started, you know. So what piece of advice would you give somebody who's like watching this video on any of our websites or on YouTube? And maybe they're like thinking about it, maybe they're nervous, maybe they're scared and stuff. Like, what piece of advice would you give somebody like that, like a young Harley, you know, similar to you? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, don't wait, pull the trigger now because it's not going to get any easier. I mean, one thing that you mentioned before is that losers wait around and wait for things to happen. Winners take action. So definitely 100% take action. And I mean, like, I mean, this is coming from somebody who's, I mentioned to you before that I reached out to different mentors reached out to me, and I'm like super skeptical. And I mean, looking back now, I mean, I'm glad I joined. A lot of changes, a lot of positive changes. And I wish I would have started it earlier. I wish I would have pulled the trigger earlier because that was a thing. I'm like too, too anxious, held myself back. And that's the thing. Can't do that. Life's too short to hold yourself back. So definitely pull the trigger ASAP.
That's awesome. Heck yeah, bro. Well, I appreciate you for coming on today. And if people want to know more about you, Harley, they can go ahead and click the link in our description. I'm gonna put your socials there so they can check you out. And if you guys do want to learn more about how you can grow your online training business, there's also a free training in our description now. Go watch it. Schedule a call with me and my team. You basically got nothing to lose. Worst case scenario, it's probably not a good time. And that's fine. At least we help you create a game plan. And hope you guys enjoyed these videos. There's going to be more and more case studies coming every single month. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.